What's up, YouTubians? Gary, VWJawbreaker. Welcome back to another video where today, little things sometimes that make a difference, and I'm excited for this one today. So if you remember a little while back, we put in infotainment system into Lulu the bus. This is 76 Westphalia bus, and we put this little infotainment system in there. You know, the dash was already hacked up, so we hacked it a little bit more, and now we have all the creature comforts that you would from any other modern car. You know, we can stream music while having our maps going at the same time. It's Android and iPhone compatible and all that wonderful jazz. This X10 is a great infotainment system. This thing's been working fantastic. So I got to thinking, wonder what else they have for this thing. Wouldn't you know, about that time they reached out and said, hey, why don't you throw some extra upgrades at that thing? I'm like, perfect. So a little while back, let's just say, yeah, there's a telephone pole on my property, and it somehow jumped out and nailed me. Oops, jumped out from behind me. And I'm like, you know what? I should probably put a backup camera in just because. So that's what we have today. We have a backup camera, and we also have a tire pressure monitoring system, a TPMS system. So the camera is extremely simple. We're going to tackle this one first. But it's basically this tiny little camera right here. It's fully adjustable, you got nighttime vision, all kinds of wonderful features. So we just have to mount this underneath. You've got one plug-in right there, and then your main wiring harness, which is long enough for the bus. So this is like over 20 feet. So this end right here plugs in there. You tap it into your reverse lights, which then, when you put it in reverse, powers up the camera. And then in the back of the radio, that one little plug right there does everything. So first, we need to go ahead and get the camera mounted. Then from there, we can run the wires. Then we can go ahead and pull the head unit out and plug this in. Bada bing, bada boom. Bob's your uncle. Wait, I got a couple Uncle Bobs. But then it's done. It's really simple. So give you kind of a little head start. My tag light quit working. So what I did is I got this little tag light set up right here from Amazon. Just bolts onto your tag. And that gave me this whole space right here wide open. So I fabbed up a little plate. That little plate will mount on the back. Our little camera will mount right there. And again, Bob's your uncle. Dang it, which Uncle Bob are we talking about here? It'll be done. So let's go ahead and stop the jibber jabber. Let's go ahead and dive in and get this thing done. What do you say? Alright, so right here is your main harness loom that comes up. So I've got the wire zip tied to that. Again, this white wire right here we're going to tie into our reverse lights, and this is the cord that goes all the way up to the front. And we just ran that up along here, zip tied it in, enters there into the deck lid, and comes out right here. Now you can only plug this in one way. The other side of the cable will not allow you to plug this in, so it's kind of foolproof. So I'll go ahead and plug this in. It's got like a little notch right there that goes with the notch inside. Plugs in. I'm going to use a little bit of Tessa tape. This is like electrical tape, cloth electrical tape that you'd use for wiring harnesses. I'll put that on there just to ensure that it doesn't come unplugged and I don't have to come back here and mess with it. It doesn't take much. So now we can just kind of shove this down in there. And actually our camera, I already put the 3M adhesive on the camera itself. So it comes with really good adhesive. Just push that down in there. Make sure my little tag light wire right there is where it needs to be. Then put our screws in for the plate. I already pre-drilled 2 holes for the screws, so we'll use the double-side tape. We'll peel the backing off. This looks like that VHB tape, which is really good tape. You could probably stick it with just this and it wouldn't be an issue, but we're going to double up. Get our holes lined up for our screws. There we go. We'll take our 2 provided screws. Now these do have little screws on the sides, so you can snug those up and keep keep this from twisting too much, but we don't know exactly where that needs to be yet, so we're gonna leave that loose so we can adjust it. And we'll go ahead and peel the brand new plastic off. Camera's installed. The only thing left to do now is go ahead and run the wiring. All right, now to tie in the white wire to your power for your backup lights, easiest thing to do is on your backup light is put one of these double back connectors and then just unplug what's there, slide that on, slide it back on, and you're done. And you're not using those dumb little blue poly-lock connectors or whatever they call them that always come apart. Use this. It's a much better idea. Try to remember to link them down in the description on Amazon, or you can go anywhere just about and pick these up. All right, and just like that, the white wire comes over and is hooked right up to our backup lights. So that's good to go. Next, we just need to route the wire that goes up front along our harness, out under the vehicle, and up to the front. And just like that, for the most part, like I said, other than running the wire up to the very front, it's done. But this is how it looks. So again, you've got your backup camera there, my little Amazon light under there. It looks nice and clean. Nice clean install. And who gave me this idea? It's a buddy of mine named Josh. He's up in the Panhandle, and he's like, this is how I did it. I'm like, that's pretty smart considering my tag light was all busted up. So it's a win-win. I got a brighter light, backup camera, looks a little cleaner. So yeah, we're in a heat advisory, so I'll be right back. It's hot outside. All right, well, now with the wire ran to the front of the bus, I just put some tape over the connector so I wouldn't get any dirt or debris inside. So we got that off. As you see, we have, it's labeled F. You got the 4 little pins right there. We need to take our adapter that comes with it and plug it right back here into the back of the stereo. There's only one real spot it can fit. There you go, that's plugged in. Then we take the adapter and this one and plug those in, just like that. And that's done. Go ahead and tuck everything back up in there. Set our head unit back in place. Now if we did this right, we can turn our ignition on. Go back to home real quick. Now if I put it in reverse, in theory, no signal. Weird. Let's go back and make sure. Yeah, because all that's plugged in. Our backup lights are on. Let me double check our connection over here in the dash. All right, well, it helps to go through some literature. Yeah, there's a setting we need to change. Let me show you that real quick. All right, so you need to go into your settings. There's my settings. You go here to the cog, you go to reverse, and you just switch it to rear recording camera. From its default is rear view camera. Put it over to rear recording camera, and you can change different settings there. Turn your reverse guidelines on if you'd like, or whatever else. All right, so if we go back out of this, and if we go ahead and put the thing in reverse now, bam, there we go. Backup camera, that thing is crystal clear. Or if you want, you can actually hit the reverse camera just from the main screen right there and look at it while you're driving down the road if you'd like. Now that the backup camera's in and working, boy, that thing's so nice. Let's go ahead and hook up this TPMS sensor and see how that is. Now, believe it or not, there's only one tricky part to this, and we have to download the app in order to push it to the radio. I've got a couple ways we can do that. One of the ways is in your box that it comes with, there comes with different adapters and things in there that plug into the back of the head unit, right? This one here is the USB that you need in order to power and also communicate with everything. So it's just basically plug that into the back of the head unit, plug this into there, and then you've got your 4 sensors. The sensors are actually marked on, you know, what tire they belong on. And then you've also got a couple of little lock nuts and a little wrench, and we'll show you how to go ahead and install those. All right, we're at the left rear tire, so we'll go ahead and take our valve stem cap off. Won't be needing that anymore. Need to put one of these little lock nuts on. So just thread that on all the way down. And then because we are at the left rear, we'll take the cap that says left rear and spin that all the way on until it's snug. Then we'll take our little wrench, get the nut to the back side, and then just snug it up, and that's like a double lock so it can't come off. Now, I mean, it is a little tacky, but it'll be nice. So let's go ahead and knock out the other three, and we'll be done. Now that we have these sensors installed, we need to go ahead and install the USB dongle and the USB adapter that comes with your main head unit, not with the TPMS sensor kit, into the back of the stereo. So right here in the back of the unit, these can really only plug in one spot. So I'll plug that in right there. It latched, it's seated. And then on this end, plug the USB right into there. And that's pretty much all there is to that for this step. Now the other step. Oh, and it also comes with double stick tape that you can put on the back and tape it somewhere up underneath your dash. Now if you go into your apps, scroll over, there's TPMS. You need to make it show where you can display over other apps. And we can go into the setup. So pop-up alarm, pop-up sound, high temperature. Oh, let's put it in Fahrenheit. High pressure alarm, pressure type, let's do PSI. All right, that was pretty easy. All right, just takes a little bit of time for them to pair. As you notice, my right rear still is not paired yet. If for some reason that you're driving down the road and you lose tire pressure, it goes above or below the presets that you have. Again, you can do that right here in the TPMS setup. You can set all your temperatures and all that stuff again. So if for some reason it goes below any of your set points, you'll actually have something pop up across the screen when you're just in normal mode, which is very nice. If for some reason you do not already have the app on your device, here's how you can do it, one of a couple ways. One, you can go to your computer, download it, put it on a thumb drive, and transfer it over that way. Two, it's an infotainment system. This thing's smart. You can do it. Oh, right there, see? Right there's the message. So I'll clear that for 20 minutes. So you can go to Chrome. You actually go to Atoto's homepage, go into your manual, all that stuff, and you can actually go right here, scroll down, you can download the app and install the app that way. Again, just hook it up to your house Wi-Fi. If you're here at your house, tether it from your phone, however you want to do it to get Wi-Fi onto the head unit. Hopefully those few tips and tricks will help you get yours set up as well and get your infotainment system running flawlessly with all these extra awesome accessories they have. You can't kind of go wrong, especially for the price and the availability and the way that these things function. They have so much. They can do so much. It's kind of mind-blowing, right? I mean, this is a 1976 vehicle. This thing is almost 50 years old, and I have stuff that's more common than my 2020 Durango. That's pretty cool. I mean, okay, there's a lot of the same features, but that's besides the point. So, hope you enjoyed. Make sure to give it a like. Comment down below what your favorite part of it was, and we'll catch you on the next one. Till then, be kind to one another, and be good.